Hi everyone, I'm Sonia Sache. Thank you so much for tuning into the Weather Network. You might be wondering, I have plans this weekend. What do I do? Should I be outside? Should I not? Well, let's get into that right now and help you answer all of those questions. So severe thunderstorms are possible today, Calgary south to Medicine Hat, with that heavy rainfall and maybe quarter-sized hail. But the rainfall is one of our major considerations, and you're going to find out why in just a little bit. As we look at the future radar, this is why. We can see this unsettled energy that is making its way through all the way east, Calgary to Regina, all the way through to the Grand Rapids. So again, that's continuing into Thursday, and this is why. Talking about Thursday, well, much of the same thunderstorm potential is going to hit Regina all the way east to Armstrong. So it is, again, quite a large span. Heavy rainfall is what we're really considering, what we're really trying to wrap our heads around. What does that mean for you in terms of accumulation of rainfall over the next 48 hours? Well, check out this span, the northern area. It is up to at least 30 millimeters of rain expected over the 48 hours and 50 millimeters of rain, Fort McMurray, in and around this area. So again, that's what we can look at in terms of the accumulation. Talking about the heat, talking about the rain, did you ever think I'd be talking about snow in August for Fort Simpson? Well, that is going to be taking place Saturday afternoon and evening. So let's take a look at the air pattern. So Vancouver and Regina, you haven't had the best of days, but by Sunday, you're going to feel the heat, the warmth, and the humidity does impact you on Sunday, which is a great thing. So again, go out and enjoy the summer weather. Let's take a look at the Maritimes and, of course, the Atlantic. Do you see what I see? Not a lot of stuff happening, which means dry. It's going to be a great weekend today for sure, into the weekend, so go out and enjoy the rest of the summer because it's all clear. And when we take a look at, let's say, Windsor, Sarnia, London, Ontario, well, it should be dry for the most part. We could see some non-threatening thunderstorms popping up here and there, but again, for the most part, it's going to be dry, which is fantastic. And we can see, again, this heat and humidity just building for the next 5 days. Toronto, Montreal, Halifax, it's going to be hot. But what does that temperature actually feel like? Well, let's get into that right now. Saturday is going to feel like 36 degrees in Windsor. Toronto is going to feel like 34. And Montreal is going to feel like 32. That's on Saturday. But wait, Sunday, even hotter. It's going to feel like 40 in Windsor, 40 in Toronto, and also 37 in Montreal. Hi everyone, Sonia Sache here with the Weather Network. Thank you so much for tuning us in. Now, we have seen remarkable weather from coast to coast in Canada, where it's much of the same weather-wise, but these are our top stories for today. Let's take a look at the precipitation forecast for tonight going into tomorrow. Do you see what I see? It is clear in southern Ontario. So again, we should have a very nice, dry next couple of days. But I'm not done yet. The humidity, the heat and humidity returns. Yes, it does. And it's going to hit Windsor and expand all the way northeast into Ottawa and Montreal. That's what we can expect even until Sunday. What does that look like in terms of temperature and or feels like temperature? For me, that's really important. Sunday for Windsor, 40 is going to feel like 40, and it's going to be 31 degrees. But what does London feel like on Sunday? 39, Toronto, 38. So again, the heat and humidity is on. Moving into Quebec, Gatineau, 38, and Montreal, 37. So much of the same. It's going to be amazing up until Sunday. So get out and enjoy the weather. So take a look at this precipitation forecast for the overnight going into Thursday morning. Again, it's going to be dry for you here too. It's going to be very nice weather and very dry. So again, summer is not over. Why? Well, you can actually see this upper pattern. So the heat is going to be concentrated into the south, Toronto, Montreal, as we talked about, and Halifax. That's all the way into Sunday. So again, go out and enjoy. Let's take a look at our future radar for tonight and into the next few days. Calgary, Kelowna, So there is a potential for thunderstorms, and it's going to be moving all the way east into Saskatoon and Regina. Again, that's all the way into Thursday. What does that mean? Well, thunderstorm potential. Regina, Winnipeg, you could see that thunderstorm energy, possibly. Just keep your eyes to the sky. So I wouldn't say cancel your plans right now, but if you do see a thunderstorm, there could be rainfall accumulation. So, and speaking of that, this is where we're going to notice the heaviest amounts of rain in the north. So when we take a look at this area, so Fort McMurray, you could see anywhere between 50 to 75 millimeters of rain through to Friday. So we talked about the heat. We've talked about the rain. Did you ever think I'd talk to you about snow? Well, yes, northern BC, you could be seeing a lot of snow through this weekend. So and this is why, because of the wind that is moving down, affecting Fort Nelson. So this is why. So in terms of weather conditions over the next little while, well, Saturday is not going to be a great day, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat. However, Sunday, this is your best day, and enjoy it. Hi everyone, I am Sonia Sache. Thank you so much for tuning into the Weather Network. I love that song, gets us going here at the network. But let's get into our top stories. As you may have noticed, there has been remarkable balance of temperature from coast to coast, and Canada is a huge region, so that is very unusual. But getting into the thunderstorm potential for today, Calgary, Medicine Hat, that is where severe thunderstorms are possible. I'm going to focus in on the rainfall, and you're going to find out why in just a little bit. But this is one of our main hazards that we are looking at. And this is why. This is our future radar going right into tomorrow. But you can actually see this unsettled energy passing Calgary, Lethbridge, all the way into Regina. As I said, it is moving east, and this is why we might see some of those thunderstorm potential. For Thursday, much of the same, unfortunately and fortunately. So from Regina all the way east to Armstrong, again, thunderstorms are possible. And with that, again, heavy rainfall. You've heard me say that a few times. What does that mean in terms of accumulation over the next 48 hours? You can see this huge area, this span of green. This is where to the north, we're going to see a lot of rainfall. So it could be 30 millimeters of rain. But as you can see, Fort McMurray, that's where you might see up to 50 millimeters of rain, which is actually quite a lot. In talking about that, we're talking about heat, we're talking about the precipitation, but look, there's snow. And it's only August. It is snow, yes, snow. So Fort Simpson, you might be seeing snow by Saturday evening. I know, quite a contrast. But let's take a look at this pattern. So up until Friday, Saturday, great, but look at Sunday. Sunday for you, Vancouver, Edmonton, Regina, it is going to heat right up, which is really, really great. So enjoy that summer. And look at this radar. There is nothing happening for Thursday, going into Thursday, which means some really nice weather. So again, go out, enjoy the last blast of the summer. So let's take a look at what this means for Windsor, London, Hamilton. Well, it's not going to be bad. We might see some thunderstorms, possibly, but they're not threatening. But for the most part, we're going to feel dry. It's going to feel very dry. And why? So again, heat, humidity comes back to the weekend. So Toronto, Montreal, all the way to Halifax, it's going to be hot. What do the temperatures and feels like temperatures mean? Well, Windsor, look at you on Saturday. It's going to feel like 36. Toronto, you're going to feel like 34. Montreal, you're going to feel like 32. Let's take a closer look at that for Sunday. It's going to feel like 40, and wow, it's going to feel like 40 on Sunday for Windsor. Canada is a very large area from coast to coast, and we are seeing some very similar temperatures. Here's Doug to tell us why. Thanks, Doug. That was a look at our long term, but let's check out what's happening right now. So as you can see, there is some activity moving through, but our focus really is on Calgary and Saskatoon. You can see the energy, unsettled energy that could potentially bring some scattered showers into Wednesday. But as we take a look here, you can see that the low is moving through. Again, bringing some unsettled energy going into your Thursday morning. And in terms of what today will bring for you in Southern Ontario, well, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a pretty nice couple of days. Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, you might see some thunder showers, but that's going to be very non-severe and possibly not. So we're not quite sure about that. But let's take a look at the forecast conditions for Thursday, just a little bit more specifically. So Regina, partly cloudy, 24. Vancouver, partly cloudy, 23. Friday, Regina, 21. Vancouver, 21 degrees. And I know that we've talked about this, but again, more specifically for Saturday, Calgary is going to be 17 degrees.